Today is Tuesday, May 2nd, and you're listening to the Beer Temple Roundtable.
Remember, this is what we wanted. Remember, this is what we said. To never be heard or seen from again. Remember, this is what we wanted. Remember, this is what we said. To never be heard or seen from again.
Hello, and welcome to the Beer Temple podcast. Not a roundtable today. I don't know where my head was at. Sitting in these comfy chairs was a mistake. I am your co-host, Mike Shalau of Is Was Brewing, and I'm here with your other co-host, Chris Quinn of the Beer Temple. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great.
Good.
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 Great fades by Serge, as always.
Come on.
We missed you last week.
Yeah, I was going to try to make it, but it just did not work out. I think there was...
Gotta have priorities.
There was was it the hockey? There was something, and I was solo dadding, and it just
Margaret finally left you.
Yes, she finally left
We've
me.
all been telling her.
But as I told her, I said, "You'll be back." And guess what? She was.
She came back from her business trip.
Yes.
What's new, man?
Yeah. Well, boy. I was just telling you guys beforehand that I'm beat. I'm trying to figure out why. Last week I was very tired because of
solo dadding, opening a
for
kitchen,
a whole week.
anniversary party.
Yeah, that's it.
General drinking.
Yeah.
And not sleeping well.
Yes.
Did I nail it?
Yeah, you pretty much nailed it, I suppose. I suppose that is it. We passed our kitchen inspection, so that was last week. Yes, that was Thursday. That was a huge load off. Man, it took a long time, the inspection itself. Yeah, I thought it was going to be, in and out. She was here for over 2.5 hours just going through everything.
Wow.
Yeah, so. But we passed.
Drinking beers or what was she?
Yeah, she was crushing.
Nice. What is she into?
Really.
It's like thick, juicy.
Yeah, like double slushy stuff.
You brought the RARs or whatever those are, the slushy machines.
Yeah, I borrowed them just for the inspection.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
From Parsons, and
right.
So it was really cocktails that she was crushing, but we were saying they were beers.
Nice.
We were pouring them into shaker pints, and we passed.
You have shaker pints now.
Yeah, we got
only
them
for the
inspection.
slushy beers. Yeah, for the inspection. Yeah. That's part of a Chicago bar inspection is that you have to have shaker pints somewhere in the premises.
Yeah. So we're having the kitchen inspection, but they inspect the entire place.
Right.
So like they were in the basement, like crawling around back there, and
what are they looking for that though? Because can they just?
I think down there, food. If you're storing food down there, if there's pests,
sure,
signs of pests.
Right. How is the public taking the fact that you won't allow dogs in anymore?
I mean, kind of like how we're taking it, like kind of bummed but understanding.
Now, is that you can never have dogs in here or only during food service hours?
No, you can't.
You
can't do it. Yeah, I looked. You can have them outside, and you can have service dogs.
What if you got a little bit of that dog in you? Can you still come in?
Well, that's kind of a case-by-case thing.
Sure. That's fair. That's definitely fair.
Yeah. So
too much of that dog in you can't come in here.
Right. It's kind of up to our discretion.
Yeah.
Whether you're allowed to be here if you got too much of that dog in you.
Yeah.
And but so far, people have been behaving themselves.
That's good.
Yeah. But so yeah, we got that. We got the 10-year coming on Sunday. Who knows what the hell that thing's gonna end up.
I mean, of all people, you probably should know a little bit, right?
I know a little bit. But I don't know what it's actually going to end up like who's going to show up and what kind of capacity. And that reminds me, I have to put out I don't know how because I've never done it in Facebook, how you can just send a post to everyone who's a friend of yours?
There's a point where I knew how to do that, but I can't even get on Facebook anymore because I
Yeah.
forgot my password and I had to get a new computer.
So I got to do that.
It's over.
Facebook's
over for me.
Part of me is like, I want people to know about it. It's so late now. I feel bad that it's Wednesday and I didn't tell them until Sunday, or that other way around. The event is Sunday and I'm not going to tell them until Wednesday. But
what are you going to tell them?
Like, hey, this Sunday is our 10th anniversary. Part of it is to let people know, and part of it is so people are like, why didn't you invite me? Like one of those type things.
That's going to be me.
Right, exactly. But I did invite you.
You did invite me. You did indeed. You'll have some of our beer on draft, too.
Yes, we are.
Preview of a little Levan 2023. Drank a bottle the other night, tasting pretty good.
Good.
Pretty happy with it.
Good. You're going to be in good company.
Yeah,
so.
Make us look real bad.
Yeah, we're putting you, I think we're going to have them all lined up. So you'll be in between the Chanterelle Beer to Guard from Scratch and Vera May from Hill Farmstead.
Okay, nice.
So maybe Conti on St. Lambinus. Maybe we'll have you there in between that one. We'll see.
Oh, boy.
No, it
Take
should be.
No, that's pretty sweet. That's going to be.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
There's some of my favorite beers in the world. So.
And we're going to have Terrace Bulba, too.
I saw
nice
those
fresh.
down there. I brought the keg today, and I'm like,
you're
hiding these from me.
Yeah. We're going to have that. That'll be fun. Yeah, you have to have some, like, classics that you want. Are kind of what there's some things that are, like, special. We can talk about that if you want later. But others are like, what are the things that I would want to drink? So I think that kind of inspired a lot of what we're going to be putting on.
Before we talk about that, I forgot to thank the listeners.
Yeah.
I forgot to thank WLPN and their numerous fearless leaders that I'm not even sure who's leading anymore. Edmar, Jamie, anyone else who's up there who actually listens to this show, let us know who's actually in charge of the radio station. Yeah, and thanks everyone who's downloading on whatever podcast caster you have. We are still accepting 5-star reviews, so appreciate it if you could drop one in there.
Yeah.
Write a good review. Or
do people leave reviews for podcasts anymore?
Probably not. We still have the best review of all time, which is this is the Allagash White of podcasts, and gives us 3 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the star to bottle cap conversion?
I mean, isn't it 1-to-1?
Okay.
It's a 5 and 5. We're like pretty even. It's like a euro-dollar thing these days, I think.
Yeah,
We're pretty even, right?
I think so.
Yeah, sure. I only really know Dust Coin conversion rates, which is just up.
Just whatever it is. Don't sell because you're losing money essentially.
Yeah, that other bank that collapsed, that was also because of me and Eric.
Oh, really?
It was for
withdrew?
It was for high net worth individuals when we caused a bank run by withdrawing all of our Dust Coin from First Republic. What was the name of that one?
I think that one.
Yeah, First Republic.
I don't know. I just said I think to whatever you said.
Yeah, that sounds right. But, yeah. So Eric and I are just running across country causing bank runs on our cryptocurrency.
Why are you taking it out? Just to put it somewhere else?
Just to put it somewhere else. You got to move. You got to move it. Agitation is one of the keys.
Keep them guessing.
Yeah, that's right. You got to keep your options open. You never know when they're going to drop a new variant, too. They threw ice at us, and we had no idea it was coming, so you got to be liquid.
You didn't see it coming, huh?
I did not see that, no.
Whoa.
I didn't even see it coming for almost
almost
a month after they released it. I still didn't see it coming. It took me about 3 or 4 months to actually drink that beer.
Let's see. Man, this might take a few minutes. I don't want it to take a few minutes on my Apple podcast. Oh, well. Why don't you talk about something while I see if we have any reviews? It's going to be one of those shows for everyone. I'm just preparing you for everyone listening.
Well, we bottled some beer this week, and we brought back a beer that I said we shouldn't make anymore because it doesn't make us any it doesn't make us any money. But we bottled Bourgeois Daydreams this weekend, which is our little 3.2% table beer. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I love it too much to not put it out, but it's brutal. Like 45% of like the cost of goods sold on that is just the bottle itself because there's not much in the beer. But this year we're doing a version of it on second use raspberries. So we did a Levan variant on like some really nice Michigan raspberries. And this year we took that off the same day, put the Bourgeois Daydreams right on it, and then it's got way more raspberry color than the cherries we did last year. So it's a really interesting beer.
We have a beer here. Some of the guys went down to Scratch to pick up a keg of the Chanterelle beer, and then they went over to which, by the way, I don't think I've ever seen that beer in
kegs
keg ever. I did feel a little bad. There was a small Chanterelle harvest this year. It was like really, really small for whatever reason. So they only made 14 cases of the beer, and they gave us a keg in 3 cases. So I feel like I always feel bad when that stuff happens, but they offered it.
Why didn't they just call up the Chanterelle Puree company and get some more Chanterelle Puree?
Yeah, or get the extract.
Yeah, get Chanterelle extract.
Get Chanterelle extract.
Throw lactose in it.
Yeah,
it's done.
Done and done.
Done and done. Do you think they make lactose on that? Does it grow anywhere wild? They forage for lactose down there.
Don't they say it exists on grain? Don't they think it exists
That's lactobacillus.
Oh, lactose.
Yeah, lactose.
Yes, cows.
Yeah, right.
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 Yeah, from the cows.
Yeah, get it from the cows.
Yeah, extract it from in a natural way.
Yeah, I think they're lying to us about why they're not making hazy, juicy beers down there.
So I do see the Perfect Beer Podcast 3 bottle caps. That's the title, and then the review is it's the Allagash White of pods. There was we have a 4.9 out of 5 with 141 ratings.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how many reviews we've had lately. Not many at all. We had a lot.
Who's reviewing
to start?
podcasts?
Man, we had a lot to start. Jeez, man, a lot of people used to listen to this show. Not so much anymore, I guess.
I think it's more you just don't review podcasts anymore.
2015 is when this show started, by the way.
Jeez.
So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Surge was 9.
9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, we had a lot from 2015, a lot from 2016, 2017, a bunch. And then
Then beers ended after 2016.
Then you
and
joined.
No one wanted to review the podcast.
Even
anymore.
a lot in 2019.
Yeah, the biggest seismic event that happened in 2020 was that I joined the podcast. That's the reason, not the fact that we stopped making it for a year.
So
of the pandemic.
There was 2 in 2021, 1 in 2022, from what I can see. Not ratings, but reviews, and 1 this year, which happened about a month ago. We haven't read that
What's
one.
that one?
Best Beer Podcast. New listener, love the show. Really appreciate the amazing content that helps my commute pass a little more quickly. Really enjoy the beer history episodes. That's from PG
you.
Soccer 11. So
It's your burner account, huh?
yeah. I get on there once a year
Yeah.
and keep it going.
I really like the Chris solo shows. Signed Chris.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, log on, leave us a review.
I wouldn't like the leave some reviews, guys, and in a year or 2 or 3,
Yeah,
we'll look at them.
We'll look at them. We won't read them, but
We'll look,
think
and
about
if it's the Allagash one, we'll talk about it for years to come.
That's right.
All you have to do is do that.
Quick and pithy, and
Yeah.
people think it's very funny.
Just perfect.
Unlike us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we don't really. So it's gonna be. This is gonna be a freewheeling, loose show. We're sitting in the soft seats.
This
You know,
is clearly a mistake.
I have my
Your
leg
leg's
kicked
up
up.
over the armrest.
I have my leg over the armrest.
I can't believe we really need like hard seats to be able to focus and do this show well.
I'm fine. I'm digging it.
Okay.
We got a bunch of civil life. Oh yeah, so they went down. The guys went down to Scratch.
Yeah.
And then they swung by St. Louis, and they brought back a whole bunch of side project and perennial and civil life
Nice.
beers. So we have a whole bunch here that Kirk chilled down for us ahead of the show. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Treat
so
like kings.
yeah, exactly. So all 3 of us can just sit here and crack this stuff and get slowly hammered throughout the show and make it even more entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do that. Let's go. We also should talk about the anniversary party, right?
Yeah, we can talk about the.
We can get this out before that happens, right?
Yes, we
All
can.
right.
For sure.
So when I said we missed you last week, that probably means, we miss you next week.
Next week we're
Because
going
we're
to
gonna
miss
have to
you.
jump an episode.
Jump an episode. That's fine. I like having extra episodes available.
So
Nice.
I probably can't do calls to actions, but who's really counting? But Sunday, May 7th, is your 10th anniversary. Because you opened on May 7th.
Correct. Well, almost. I think it's off by 4 months.
4 months, yeah.
Yeah. We opened January 7th.
Pretty good. Pretty close.
Pretty close.
Good for us,
Better weather, I hope. Oh, my God. What's the weather going to be like? We should probably look. It's been so terrible. That's the other thing I've been freaking out about because I had to take my daughter to a softball game last weekend, and it was snowing.
Oh, jeez.
The girls were like crying, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I know nobody's having fun."
I went to my cousin's
gotta do
kid's birthday party in Beverly yesterday, and it took me almost 2 hours to get there from North Center because it was like that. It was during that time where it was like just piss and rain, and
That's terrible.
It was brutal. But it took me like 35 minutes to get back. It was crazy.
Saying 69 degrees, partly
Nice.
cloudy.
Nice.
The next day, rain. Next 2 days, rain. So, yeesh. All right.
It's been beautiful.
69 partly
That's
cloudy.
the best day for the 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yep.
And
The
what
D&D people are going to be gone after our kitchen's open. So this might be the last time they'll be here because they love bringing their own food. And won't be able to do that. Looking forward to that.
do they know that you don't
Love
like
them?
They're big listeners of the show, obviously.
Well, there might be the person who set it up originally, a guy by the name of John and his wife set it up, and he was an employee here for a little while. Nice guy, and he asked if he could do it, and he was great. He moved, so he's not part of it, and I have no connection to these people, and they very obviously have no connection to here,
right?
Because they bring
do
their
not.
own food, which is kind of normal. They also bring their own drink, not
Like Pepsi,
not normal. Yeah,
Surge.
yeah, Surge. Yeah, they fade it in.
Yeah, they fade the Surge in.
Yeah, they get faded on
I
Surge.
just figured Surge or Jolt was like what you drink when you're
Jolt. What
Jolt.
year is it?
Well, they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, so it's
Oh, got it.
1984, I think. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't want to disparage the Dungeons and Dragons.
Twice the sugar, double the caffeine, or something. Wasn't that the motto of Jolt?
Probably. I wasn't allowed to drink it.
Yeah, double the sugar, twice the caffeine. It was something along those
I'm too
lines.
sensitive to caffeine to drink that type of stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start shaking.
Yeah, I don't get that. Honestly, if I drink a lot of caffeine, I found this is not scientifically proven in any way. It calms me down a little bit if I
mean-
drink a lot of caffeine, like a lot.
Well,
It
that
chills me out.
that actually certain
Yeah,
that's a proven
Certain
effect.
weirdos.
That's a proven effect for
weird people.
certain brains.
Yeah.
I once drank 2 Red Bulls before a baseball game in high school, and I couldn't hold the bat still.
Whoa, I've never had the jitters like that ever.
I couldn't stop. I was like I couldn't stop moving. It was a little scary, to be honest. So
Wow.
I didn't start drinking caffeine until I was like 19.
Really?
Yeah.
My wife was drinking black coffee in middle school.
Jeez. I didn't drink
Her
coffee.
mom, listen to this. Her mom was a coal miner's daughter.
Grisette.
Yes, she drank Grisette. No, in
The
West Virginia.
West Virginia Grisettes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Company town Grisette.
yeah, like she lived in a company town. The town does not exist anymore because it just is gone. Like the
crazy.
mine what dried up or whatever. And but anyway, she when she went to kindergarten had to stop chewing tobacco. Her mom said, "You got to stop chewing tobacco. You're going to school now."
Wait, your
Grandmother, my mother-in-law.
okay. So like not your wife.
No. No. Jesus Christ.
Wait.
She's not a coal miner's daughter. She's a coal miner's granddaughter.
Right, sure, but you have to stop chewing tobacco to be able to go to kindergarten.
Well, you're in school now,
Right.
so things are going to change. One of the things that has to change is, sorry, but no more chewing tobacco.
That's just mind-boggling. When do you ever get to start chewing tobacco again?
I guess when you're older, when you're 3rd grade, maybe. I don't know.
This is crazy.
Yeah. Doesn't really have to do with beer, but.
It's like the same governing body in some ways.
Yep, chewing tobacco has a. I don't know how much she chewed, but she had to stop.
When she was like 4? That's
5,
like that,
I guess.
It's like
Yeah,
that
4 or
viral
5.
video of the kid in like Malaysia who's like 2 years old and just like
Chain
chain
smokes?
smoking
Yeah,
cigarettes.
that's messed up.
Yeah, that kid. That was probably 20 years ago. That was
Right.
the video, right?
Right, yeah. That was messed up.
That was really crazy.
Anyway. Sorry.
Should we talk a little bit about beer, maybe?
Yeah, I'm drinking. How about a beer that you've had lately that you've liked? Because I have one in. There's 2 I've actually had. One is in my hand right now. This American Brown from Civil Life is really
It's
good.
their flagship beer, right?
It's really good.
Can I have?
I
some
can't
of that?
remember the last time I had it. Here. See, we're in the soft seating. So
I don't think I've
can't.
ever had it out of a can. I've only had it on draft when I was in St. Louis. It's a beer that I've had recently that I really liked.
Well, I have another one while you're
Okay,
thinking.
yeah, you go ahead.
I've been drinking quite a bit of the From Day One, which is the beer that Perennial made for us for our 10th anniversary.
Do we have another can of this?
We have a whole bunch,
Okay.
but
I just
not
poured
on
the whole
this
thing,
table.
and I was like, starting to give any surge.
No, you didn't. You did not give any. Is it? Wait. No. There's here's something you got to love about Civil Life. We have a mixed six pack, and there's 2 brown ales left. There's 2 brown ales left, neither of which are the one I poured you. That was the American brown ale, and now there's the Northern English brown ale and the oatmeal brown ale are left. But we have more. We have more American brown.
Okay.
They're just not right here.
I'm sorry, Serge. That was very selfish.
He can have
of
a
me.
can to take home. Plus, he doesn't exist anyway.
Who?
Everyone knows that. Serge.
true.
He's just
Except he will be DJing on Sunday.
he will be. Yeah.
So if you ever want to see Serge, it's your only opportunity
Yep.
if he exists.
See him. Yeah. It'll be an AI chat GBT chatbot.
Chatbot hologram Serge.
He'll just be fading up. He'll have one of those, like we said, those boards that you see, Rick Rubin at with 70 levers, and he's just going to be
Sound
fading
City
them
style
constantly.
Yeah, every single band of EQ, he'll be fading every second of the entire DJ set.
Exactly.
That's how you make it good.
People's minds will be blown.
Yeah. But anyway, you've been drinking since day one.
Yes, really good, interesting beer.
Why don't we just give up on the rails of this show?
Well, thank you I appreciate, because I'm tired when I go off the rails very easily. So it's a light lager, Italian and Czech malts, German yeast, and English hops, Kent Golding hops.
Golding. They're good hops.
It's really good, especially in the can. I found it's very hoppy. The hop character, I'm surprised, doesn't come through quite as prominently on draft. At least the keg that I saw, which I would think would be the other way around. But
It's almost always the other way around.
yeah. And I had somebody else who had it on both text me and say, "Hey, it's more hoppy out of the can," and I was like, "Yeah, I thought the same thing." So pretty interesting. Anyway, it's really nice.
I think I've only had it out of the can.
I
Gave
like
me
it.
a taste last time.
Yeah.
All right there.
So that'll be at the anniversary. So we're gonna do a big thing. We're gonna go out. We'll do the whole parking lot thing again. We're getting a beer trailer, like the ones they have at 3 Floyd. It's a whole semi truck. No, we're not doing that. We're doing like a little one, a mini one.
Yeah.
So we'll have a beer trailer out there, and we're gonna be cooking. With our people will be cooking out there.
Nice. What are you cooking?
Sausages and pretzels and stuff like that. So
Nice. Sounds delicious.
yeah, sausages. Hot links on Texas toast is what it's going to be. So
Sounds great.
we'll see. Hopefully it's good. And then pretzels, like big pretzels.
Nice.
So yeah, so there's that. That'll be cool. And then we're doing a ticket thing, so it's going to be just like a street fest.
Cool.
That's the vibes. We're going to have overpriced lemonades.
Nice.
And the same art that you see everywhere else.
We'll gotta have the same art.
Yeah. So we'll see. So that's what it's going to be like. That's the theme. Is one of the bad street fests. No, we're gonna have tickets. We're gonna have tickets. So that'll be just easy because it'll be indoor and outdoor.
Yeah.
And I think we're probably going to put on like 20 beers at a time. So nothing like, too crazy. 10 inside, 10 out.
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot. Okay.
I mean, how many do you guys? I guess you guys have more on right now, probably.
More on. Yeah, we have 21 on now.
You hear what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do you want to know? I think I just told you everything. You said we'll talk about that. Maybe we can fill up the show, and I just talked about it for 1 minute and went through everything.
Well, I could talk about a beer that I had recently. I thought about one. We had a scratch beer to guard. I think it was Wild Cherry Bark.
Yeah.
Insane. So good.
Really?
It's so good. I'd had it like I've had it in my cooler for a long time. It's one of those things of like, I don't, it's so special, and like, I don't know what I'm going to drink. I'm not going to drink it alone. Obviously, it's a 750. So when we were bottling at the end, when we started cleaning up, my friend Joe came and helped. He used to work with me at Pipeworks and now works for Heartland.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, can you do me a favor? And he was like, what? Thinking I was going to be like, hey, can you like
scrub that? Yeah.
I was like, can you go into the mini fridge and pick out a couple beers for us to drink? And he's like, I can do that. And came back with that, and it was just fantastic. It was
good.
So good.
That's cool. Yeah. I wish I could have gone and picked up the beer myself, but it was cool that a few people got to go down there and do that. So, yeah, they offered up a couple, like a choice of a couple kegs, and it came down to the Chanterelle beer to guard and the Black Trumpet beer to guard, which I haven't had. They haven't made in years. And I was like, oh,
Chanterelle one is just, it's the perfect.
It's so good. But the Black
perfect.
Trumpet one is also so good.
I've never had the Black Trumpet one.
It's so good.
I can't imagine I'd like it more than the Chanterelle one.
I don't know if you'd like it more, but you might like it equal.
Yeah, that's
what
true.
They said is they just packaged it and they felt like it needed a little bit more time for the Black Trumpet to kind of come out a little bit more.
Sure.
Sure,
I know how that works. With
right. So then I said, all right, and they're like, but the Chanterelle tasting really good, and that beer just like gets. It seems like better and better every year.
I've never had one and not been like, that's one of the best beers I've ever had.
So good. Yeah.
Oh, I also went to Saison Day
on
Saturday.
Yeah, how was that?
It was great.
The Allagash thing that they do across the country.
Yeah, so it was at Off Color. Tons of great beers. Honestly, my favorite, I think, was the Allagash Off Color collaboration Ghost Lemons. Really delicious. Has like some, nothing too acidic, little lemony character. It's got that Allagash like Brett that they have. That's like a super interesting, like fruity, sweet, tarty Brett character. Nice. It was great.
Cool.
It was like kind of like white with white had Brett in it.
Okay.
So I don't know if it was like.
It was like Allagash White with like another like 3/4 of a bottle cap.
Well, when you put Brett in something, it can go one of two ways. Depends on where you're selling it to people.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that was fantastic, and the whole day was great. A lot of great beers, a lot of people that I care about drinking beers that I care about.
Oh, that's cool. Very fun. I was in the cold watching softball and tennis last week. It was not fun. It sucked. But what are you gonna do?
Tennis? Who's playing tennis?
Charlie's taking tennis
Gotcha.
classes. So,
Gotcha.
But it was raining and cold, but he's fine with it. I mean, he's okay. also to be fair, sitting out and playing baseball/softball. I mean, it takes so much longer, and you're just standing there, and it's.
I did it a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It's got to be even worse to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad.
Now I do
It
go
was
to
like low 40s.
in Chicago. Living in Chicago and loving baseball as much as I do end up at least 3 to 4 baseball games a year where it's sub 40 degrees and like pissing rain because tickets are free. And so I'll go. You get to sit in the first row. It's great. It's some of my favorite memories.
I mean, but you have to be
of being alone at baseball games at least. Or I'll go alone, get a $1 ticket, sit in the front row at a White Sox game, watch them get blown out.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Actually, I'm probably going to do that on Thursday. I got some free tickets to a game on Thursday.
Oh, nice.
It's supposed to be 6 degrees, though, so it's not
Yeah,
quite
it
my
should be
MO.
cool.
But
Yeah, you only want to go when it's terrible.
well, the trick was that when they were good, if there was a rain out of a night game that got pushed to a doubleheader, the day game of that doubleheader during the week, there was no one there.
Right, no one there.
Yeah, so they would shut down the top even.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want to know? You're asking me about this
interviewing you
thing.
about-
Not interviewing, but just asking me. Then we can talk about something else.
Okay,
I'll
Chris.
find another review to read.
Okay.
I think we have a letter, too.
Which beer individually that you're gonna have on draft on Sunday are you personally most excited for?
Um,
And why is it the one that costs the most tickets?
yeah, exactly. The one let me see. What am I the most interested about?
Or like top 3, because I know that there's some very special collaborations and things you've done. So I don't know you don't want to just.
I think for
throw the
me,
bad
the number
collabs
one
under
is the Beechwood collab.
That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, Nelson West Coast IPA, 3 pounds per barrel. Just which is 50% more than like Amalgamator. So it's not going to be like one of those 5 pound per barrel monsters,
Right.
which I think is I tend to not like. I think it detracts
I
from
think
the
they're
drinkability.
Overdone, yeah.
Yeah, but they assured me that it would remain drinkable at 3 pounds. And
Were you in there like, can we pull that back a little bit? And they're like, no one's ever asked us to do that before.
no, I mean. They were saying, like, I think we should go big. I'm thinking somewhere in the area of 3 pounds per barrel. And I was like, that sounds awesome.
Just of dry hop, right?
Yeah.
They are kettle hops, right? It's a West
Yeah,
Coast
there's some
beer.
kettle hops, too. Exactly, yeah.
Cool.
It's going to be 7.2, which is the same as all there.
That we've talked about 7.1 to like 7.4 is the ideal
Yeah.
West Coast IPA.
So it's, yeah.
And I don't drink beers that are over 5% and 5.5% very often.
Right.
I'm drinking a West Coast IPA. It's gotta be like 7.2, 7.3.
Yeah. I really hope that this one is good for multiple reasons, one of which is
You
we
bought a lot
bought
of
a lot of it. But how could it be bad? It's a Nelson West Coast IPA from Beechwood. I mean, if you're gonna bet,
It can't be.
that's a solid bet, you know.
Right.
So I'm really looking for. I think we might be getting it tomorrow, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I saw that despite my request, you decided to do the tapping of the unfiltered Trumer on a Thursday, not a Tuesday.
Yeah, I didn't even pick that. We're going to do one.
I'm kidding.
One keg we're doing as a preview. That would probably be my top 3 as well. Maybe, I don't know. It's a cool one.
It's really cool. Trumer alone is fantastic, but have any sort of special iteration.
Yeah,
of Trumer is
unfiltered.
really cool.
Yeah, Keller pills, whatever you want to call it. So that'll be cool. And we're gonna preview one keg Thursday. So we'll put it on, and if it blows, then that's it. But that'll be a lot. I mean, a half
Barrel of Trumer
is a lot. It's a lot.
I
So
might have to swing by.
yeah, but it'll be there Sunday too.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll have it on. I'll have it on Sunday then. Yeah, don't come Thursday.
Yeah, don't come. That's what I meant. Don't come Thursday.
Yeah.
I'll make sure this comes out after Thursday. And I would say, I mean, another one that comes to mind for me that is really exciting. Well, a little bit of a bummer. The Forest and Main stuff is not going to come in time.
Oh no.
I know. So we're going to do an event with them in the next
Awesome.
coming weeks, and they're going to send cask and stuff like that. But
Maybe that's even better. We're going to get cask
they were going to
before?
get cask before, yeah. We're going
All
to have
right.
a cask of theirs on is what we're going to do. A cask of their bitter or
I'll
something.
put that on Tuesday so I can actually
Yeah.
guaranteed to be here to have it. I know I can
Yeah,
come other
that's a
days.
bummer.
I'm allowed to come
So
other days.
there,
It's okay.
some licensing stuff happened, but anyway. So that's the one bummer. Hill Farmstead. Can I be a bit of a jerk?
Who's that?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a bit of a jerk.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be
Just
real.
you're going to, for the first time?
Well, I feel like a jerk saying it
Mm.
out loud, but it is how part of me feels. So I'm like incredibly grateful that Hill Farm is sending out beer, and it worked out because Matt Gallagher went out there and brewed some beer for the new brewery that he's opening up. Matt Gallagher is one of the founding people at Half Acre. And he brewed some beer out there, so they're sending him a bunch, and then they're sending Half Acre, like a lot of Hill Farmstead as well. And
People know that? Are you like breaking some news?
I think maybe, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it'll be at the tap room. Luckily now you can have guest taps at tap rooms.
Yeah, you get
So
that's been for years though.
yeah, no, I know. Yeah, so it and so then there's a bunch of other stuff coming. It's like, okay, that's cool. Like a bunch of other stuff's coming, and I don't know if it was Oath or Hill Farm or Lime or whoever, because originally it's like, okay, yeah, you guys can take like whatever you want of what's there. So we're like, okay, cool. And then I think we're getting like maybe 8 sixtels now. Two very special ones. We're getting Vera May Civil Disobedience 31 specifically for the event. Like amazing. I like Edward and Anna. I would have been like super happy. You know.
Absolutely.
So that's like super special. And I'm just greedy because I just want more of we got like 1 sixtel of Edward, and I was like, I mean, come on, can we get like another of sixtel of Edward, please?
Right.
And Lime was like, yeah, absolutely, sure, we'll send you one more. But I guess part of me feels like, well, it's like the Krusty the Clown episode where Gabbo comes and steals the Krusty the Clown, steals his audience, and then Krusty used to do this like prank call on people, and then Gabbo, and I guess Krusty like stole the bit from Steve Allen, I suppose.
Yeah.
So then Gabbo prank calls Krusty after he's like a bum and doesn't have a show anymore. And he was like, "Who is this? If this is anyone but Steve Allen, you're stealing my bit."
Yeah.
And which is an amazing line. So I just feel like they're. So let me make it very clear: they're not stealing my beer. That is 100% not what I'm saying, and not what I think. Not what I think.
It's what you were setting up, but it's not what you're saying.
I guess the analogy I used could have been better.
So
I just
in
hope-
this, you're Krusty the Clown. Hill Farmstead is Steve Allen.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and
Half Acre.
Acre
No,
is-
Half Acre is Steve Allen. Half Acre is Steve Allen.
Oh,
I guess.
so you were stealing Half
it
Acre's
doesn't work
bit?
quite exactly.
We tried.
No, I have it like this, but this isn't like. If this is anyone but Half Acre, you have me to thank. That's how I'm thinking of the other places that are going to get it.
Sure. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's how my mind was working.
Are a lot of other places getting Hill Farmstead beer?
There's other kegs out there that people are going to get.
Got it.
I mean, I can't imagine Roper not being all over it. I've had bar owners already asking me, "Hey, who's bringing in Hill Farmstead?"
I was there today talking to their beer buyer.
They were doing a tap takeover with Hill Farmstead.
No, they mentioned it, but they didn't mention they were actually getting Hill Farmstead beer. They mentioned they were getting beer from Gallagher Brewing out there.
Really?
I think so.
I thought it was. Oh, from him brewing out there, they were going to be getting some.
Right,
Got it.
of the stuff that Gallagher brewed out there.
No, I've heard that they're not distroing any of that. Maybe they
Okay,
are.
maybe I just stepped in something.
Yeah.
Serge, bleep that out.
No, don't. Don't bleep it out. I can't say what I just said, and you bleep out that little
Yeah, but
thing.
I don't own any. I don't. You own your business. I don't own the business that I just said might be getting some beer that they aren't supposed to be getting.
Whatever, man. I don't know.
No one listens to this show anyway.
That's true.
If you don't really leave reviews, how do we know?
Nobody
if you listen to
cares
it?
about that. Nobody cares about that stuff. So,
Actually, I was shocked at how many people do listen to this show.
right. So,
And how many influential people listen to it. It made me freak out.
right.
That one was-
So I guess it's you have Half Acre and me to thank if you're not Half Acre or me for this.
Right.
So I guess I just yeah, I mean I think Oath and Hill Farmstead, presumably. I don't know who. I really do not know who. And Lime want to kind of spread the wealth a little bit.
Sure.
I just hope that it's stuff like because Gallagher was out there. We're getting some. Also, Hopleaf might not want to have said to you, well, because Beer Temple's 10th anniversary, we're getting some. They might not have wanted to say that as well, unless it is his beer.
Well, it was presented to me as like, Matt Gallagher's opening this thing, and like he's got some beer from when he was out there, and like that it's coming through Lime, like that was the
Which is true.
right. So that's what I heard. I don't know if that's breaking news.
Got it. Okay, well, a lot of that beer's coming. A lot of it. So if that is seeing a distro, then yeah. It's cool. He's doing like a brown, a pale, an amber, like a red. I think they're very like color named beers that he's going to be doing.
Right.
But anyway,
You should come
that
on
was
and
me
talk about it.
bitching. Well, how do you feel about my feelings on that? I want to know because I feel I don't know. I just feel like putting in a lot of work is not really the right word, but it's like I don't know. This is like
It's a relationship you've fostered for a long time.
I'm just I mean that almost seems like I'm working an angle, but
No,
Right.
I don't. I didn't mean it to seem that way.
right.
I understand your frustration. I think it's justified, I guess. But like,
But whatever.
You're
It's
still
fine.
getting-
We're still
you're
getting we're
getting more
getting
of it
plenty.
than anyone else,
We're getting
but-
plenty.
but I
We're
mean,
getting plenty.
yeah. But
So it's cool.
Would you have liked all of it? Like just to be like in your most terrible version? Would you be like I should be getting all of that?
all of it?
I mean, other than the stuff like Gallagher like wanted to do something with it, he brewed.
That seems a little greedy. As my dad says, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. So I'd be piggish, but I don't want to hog it all up, you know? So that's kind of how I feel about it.
Where's the last place you'd want to see one of those kegs go? That you I'm just kidding. You don't have to answer
The
that.
last place
don't have
I'd
to
want to
answer that
see one of
question.
those places go.
Lachette's.
Yeah,
It would
right.
ruin,
No,
ruin the aesthetic.
Oh, I'd never go there again. Yeah, right. That'd be awesome. I don't know. I can't think of it. Probably somebody's
joke. I didn't think you'd
right.
actually
It'd be
consider answering
someplace.
that.
I won't say where, but like someplace obviously where I personally didn't like. No, I have a place
Like
that I.
Mars.
Yeah, like if Ed Mark got some. I take that back. It wouldn't be that place. It would be a like a crummy like beer shop slashy place. Like a crummy one, not a good one. Like if Holly got some, I'll say it right now, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But if like a crummy one got it, I'd be like, all right, well, you better be thanking Half Acre for this. Or
I saw Dave last week when I was doing deliveries.
Oh, yeah.
I barely ever see him when I'm out there, but I told him we dedicated the Zombie Dust Radio
he's like,
Hour
that
to
show's
him.
still on.
He listens. He actually listens to the show. He hadn't listened. He's behind. He said, but he likes that you're now you're actually talking shit.
Nice.
That's what he said. Essentially, what he said. You're not pulling punches anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't know if he ever was really pulling punches, but.
Right.
So now we're on to the second brown ale of the evening.
Yes.
Sir, did you
good.
got some of this already?
Is this the oatmeal or the English?
This is the English, Northern English, Chris.
Nice.
Did you get some of this?
Yes.
Okay.
It's good. That's good. So yeah, that's a beer that I'm looking forward to. Um, I think it's cool. I'd always like wanted to pour one of those like barrel aged variants of Dark Gourd, and one was made available. So that's kind of nice. I think some people like offering up certain beers has been like really cool, whether or not it's like my favorite beer,
Yeah,
but they're special beers.
Right.
So that's really cool. So, yeah, so we're gonna have the Hangy marshmallow Hangy
from your draft list.
from my draft list because
Yeah.
they heard the podcast.
What? No, they didn't. So why didn't Treehouse then send King Julius?
Well, you didn't wait for my next thing.
Sorry.
Yeah, so my
Give me a
entire
step
draft
on it.
list will be pouring.
No. Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ,
That would have
man.
been really cool.
I mean, I don't even know what that would have been. It would have been like beer barrel time or
Yeah, beer barrel time. King Julius. Wait, did you draft Hangy?
Hangy.
Or
I
did
drafted
you draft
Hangy. I did Hangy. Oh, I think I did maybe like Don Quixote from Cantillon or something like.
Yeah.
But we are gonna have Cantillon. We are gonna have Hangy. We are not gonna have Treehouse, but we're gonna have like a really special barrel aged stout from Hop Butcher. We're gonna have a really special coffee stout with Reprise Roasters, who's gonna be at the event, who we share a parking lot with.
Nice.
From Phase 3 is gonna be there.
Cool.
Art History made a cask beer for us, which should be really cool.
Is it mild?
No, it's not.
I thought this whole festival was going to be only milds.
You missed that fest. It was for mild day. It would coincide with Saison Day.
Okay.
So you had to pick.
That's right.
And the Beechwood beer is going to be really exciting as well. Of course, fresh Terrace Bulba will be a lot of fun. The Forest in Maine would have been really, really awesome as well. But que sera. We're going to have some stuff from Goose and from Firestone and from all sorts of people. And I'm sure somebody's like, well, what? Oh, we made another beer. We did one with Half Acre. And I was talking with Gus over at Half Acre, great guy. And we were just talking about just like, well, what would you want to do? You want to do something like huge IPA? Like, what do you want to do? You can do like whatever. Because they have the ability to do small batches now. Because here's the other thing is we don't have the capacity to do any more big beers because we were like bringing in like a lot.
Yeah.
And
how small is a small batch for them?
Well, they can make them pretty darn small now because we were going to do one that was going to be like, I think 8 or 10 half barrels. And we asked if we could cut it down just because we were nervous about having all this stuff. So they can go small now, which is cool, but it's still brewed on the big system. But then
Like split wort and stuff.
yeah.
That's cool.
So or they can do it that way. So Gus and I were talking. We thought it'd be cool to do a variant of something, and my idea was I want something that when you see like the sign at the event, you're just like, oh, I'm gonna make sure I drink that while I'm here. Like of all the things, like okay, I need to hit this, I need to hit that. So I thought like a special variant of Daisy Cutter would be cool. Like for me, if I saw that, I think we're calling it like chopped and screwed Daisy Cutter.
So there's lean in it.
Yeah, there's lean. Yeah, there's lean in it. That's what we did. That's what we did.
Yeah.
We put codeine
Coating cups
in it. So the idea that I had was to really amplify that grassy character that I first remember just experiencing from Daisy Cutter. And they they showed us the hop regimen and how much was hopped, and it was Centennial. I think they were getting some of these grassy notes from. So we man, we amped up we probably put, I don't know how much more of that beer, of that hop in particular, but probably like triple or more the amount of Centennial.
So you made a hybrid of Daisy Cutter and Two Hearted.
Well, I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
And then they had Amarillo Cryo. It's not called Cryo, though. It's called something Amarillo, but it's their Cryo product. So Amarillo's in Daisy Cutter. So we put in some of this, like, huge, like, this really massive aromatic Amarillo Cryo in there.
It's my favorite hop when it's on.
And then a little bit of El Dorado.
Cool.
Still a lot, though. Still a lot of El Dorado. Like, when I say a little bit, I think enough that in normal Daisy Cutter, it would have been like a third of the hop. Because I think we're gonna do. It's gonna be like over, I think, triple, or no, just under triple the hopping of regular Daisy Cutter. So that'll be cool. I mean, and it's a one-off, once ever beer temple kind of one and done beer. So that'll be cool too. That'll be fun. Yeah, and then 2 kegs of Cantillon, Sang Bleu and Saint Lamb.
Nice. Keeping
Together has some beer that we'll be doing, which will be super fun.
Very cool.
Yeah. I think maybe the last keg of Temple of Death, our single barrel.
Ooh.
Yeah, 2-year VSOJ. A VSOD, rather.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be going on. I don't know. We're going to be popping some 10-year-old bottles of Goose.
Nice.
Which will be cool. Doing little splashes of that.
Will Mike
for
be
people.
Here?
Mike Siegel?
Can we get
I
Siegel
hope
here
so.
to talk
I don't
about
know.
him?
I saw Mike Siegel last week. Martin Cornell was in town, the beer writer.
Oh, nice. Of Amber, Gold, and Black. Is
yes.
that the name?
Yeah. So he was at the bar. That was super cool. Had a beer on Hample. It was an OEC Dapple Mild. He thought it was good.
Nice.
Thought it was solid.
Still have your copy of his book?
Yes. I was like, oh, I have it. I was like, oh, wait. No, I don't have it. I lend that book out so much that, or enough that I need to write my last name along the spine so you can see it from the outside. So whenever someone looks at it, they see. Not on the spine, but on the pages, when the book's closed. Yeah, so that was awesome.
Nice.
That's a hard left I took there, but you talked about Mike Siegel.
Yeah. I did start reading that book, but then I stopped because Kate Brankin sent me her screenplay. She's drafting. So
wow, look at that.
Been reading that.
That's cool.
It's good.
Cool.
She's a very good writer.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Mm-hmm.
Kate Tronica.
That's her Screenwriters Guild name.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of
Namda.
Yeah. It's her pen name, yeah.
What else do we have here? We got a bunch of Force of Maine coming later. We've got Levain. We have Terrace Bulba. We have a Firestone Walker Santa Adarius collabo.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah. Oxbow. We're going to have Farmhouse Pale and Lupolo Pills, the Italian pills, will be on.
Eaters.
Allagash Coolship Red,
Whew.
which is a pretty good one.
Let's go.
What else are we going to have? The Rev, a couple different Revs. We're going to have a couple different Hop Butchers. Spiteful Mild will be on. We're going to have a cask of Art History. Keeping Together, the Half Acre, the Perennial Beer, Trumer Unfiltered, and the Beechwood. So those will be. I think that's enough beer.
That's a lot of beer.
That'll be plenty of beer.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, should be good. So,
are you excited for it? Are you anxious? Like, what's the vibe?
I'm feeling pretty good. I just hope that logistically it goes off smooth, and I hope that I can enjoy the second half of it.
Yeah.
And the other thing is we're gonna have a lot of help. So Anna and JJ are gonna be guest bartending, kind of like I don't know, just like a lot of people's, just everyone's kind of favorite people in the industry.
Favorite bartender's favorite bartender.
Right. So they're going to be here guest bartending in the afternoon. So
your staff connection.
yeah, we're all going to just after 6, we're just going to knock off and be at the bar and just sit and enjoy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that'll be fun too.
Are you reflecting at all on like the
No,
10 years?
I'm not.
Or are you going to try to? Because like you, I know we just ran through that list, kind of like formatically, being like, these are the cool beers. Check out this, and then talked about it a little bit. But like the fact that you have built this thing, made it work, grown it into a bar and a bottle shop, now have like people from California and Vermont and across the globe sending you beer for your 10th anniversary. That, you know, they sell a little bit of beer here, but it's mostly just because of the thing you've made. Not that they're like gonna like, you know, really break into the market this way or something. But
or like they feel like they have to, or I won't want to sell their beer. That's kind of like a Benny's move, you know.
Right. Well, you're big into that.
Yeah.
That's what you do with me. That's like, you're a very hard nosed with the
right. If you don't make a special exclusive beer for me, we're not going to carry your beer anymore.
Like, fine.
I'll
make Metho Dust.
Not that a big beer distributor, beer retailer named Benny's doesn't do that quite a bit with a lot of different breweries.
Sure.
So, allegedly.
Just don't sell beer very, very well in there. They'll never ask you. That's how I've been operating. Are you going to try to reflect on it? Do you want to reflect on it? Do you realize how cool the thing you've created is, that, or it just seems so natural for you to be doing these collaborations and getting these beers?
I should sit and think about that stuff a little bit more. It's a problem that I have is when something is done to my liking or to my satisfaction, I move on immediately to the next thing that I'm not satisfied with.
Yeah.
And it can be kind of rough to not sit and, I don't know, part of me is like, you know, well, yeah, it's supposed to be that way. Not with collaborations and stuff like that, but like when something's run well. And I have a hard time with like other people, like, you know, coworkers and employees and stuff like that, like to remember to like not thank them, because but to like express, you know, like happiness that it's going well and stuff like that, because to me it's like, well, yeah, it's supposed to be like that, so let's move on to the stuff that we need to keep fixing.
Right. Well, and when you have like you know, not crazy but pretty high expectations of yourself and what you wanted to make, it's very easy to be like, well, yeah, it's supposed to be like I think one of the reasons we get along so well, we intended to make world-class things, right? Like where you like, you didn't want to have just like a nice little bottle shop. You wanted to have like a great bottle shop.
Yeah.
And if you didn't do that, there would be part of you that gnawed at you all the time of like, it's supposed to, and the idea of like, it's supposed to run like one of the best beer places in the world is not normal for a lot of people. So, but
yeah, and the cool thing is, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead. I'm just trying to compliment you.
Thank you. The cool thing is that I think some of it just takes time for it to be, one, for you to grow into it and figure out how to do it, and then two, for it to be, you know, realized and acknowledged as well. So if one thing, like I guess it is reflecting, if me opening had seen like some of this stuff that's going on at the 10th anniversary, I'd be pretty impressed. Like to like a Hill Farmstead and two Cantillons pouring and vanilla bean barrel aged Dark Lord pouring and Beechwood and Perennial and a Daisy Cutter being made, and
a specific variant for you.
Right. I mean, keeping together and art history and and the Trumer like unfiltered, like some of those other places like didn't exist, so I couldn't like be like, wow. But
Well, I can genuinely say we talk a lot on record and off record, and never once have you like been like, I want to get these things from these people, and like that's how I know. Like,
Yeah.
it just has come from the actual work you're doing here, which is pretty awesome to watch as like a friend and fan of what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you.
It's not like you had some sort of grand plan to be like, if we don't get Hill Farmstead for our 10th anniversary or something, you're just like, I just asked, and if they didn't send it, would have been been okay too. But
yeah, I definitely asked people for beer, and I'm just trying to think before I say it. I think it's the case, but I didn't ask anyone for a particular beer. No one. So all those beers were offered, which is pretty cool. Even the beers
Beechwood?
that were like, yeah.
Even Beechwood was like, we'll just make a collaboration with you.
Yes. Do you want to do a collaboration?
That's pretty cool.
And I said no at first, and then people are like, "Are you effing crazy?" Yes, say yes.
Yeah. I remember a long time ago you said you never really wanted to do collaborations with people. Like,
No, which is why I still say no almost always.
yeah. I mean, other than the one we made, how many, and the two that are going to be on, like, have you done other collaborations?
Well, the first one we did was with Second Shift because they heard the show that I don't like collabs and stuff like that. And they're like, well, we should do one because you don't like it. And I was like, you know what? That's
the perfect reason.
That's a perfect reason.
Yeah, that was a West Coast IPA. That was fantastic.
Yeah, and it was called Back in My Day. And it was right in the heyday of when everything was hazy.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want a bitter beer.
Denali and oniony. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think I kept a single can of it, like to keep it as like a keepsake.
Sure.
Oh well.
You're not a very sentimental guy.
No, but it would have been nice to just have an empty can of it somewhere.
You do have a lot of empty beer containers in this place.
Right.
You could have kept one of your.
Could have
first
kept
collab.
one of that.
There's probably one kicking around somewhere in some
There
crates
might be.
somewhere here.
There might be. So we did that, and then Metho Dust, if you want to count that.
Why not? Why wouldn't we count it?
Yeah. I mean that's not, I mean, yeah. I don't know if that's technically a collab, but it's more of a citrus style ale.
Yeah. It speaks for itself.
It speaks for itself. And then like Temple of Death was not a collab, but it was a single barrel pick.
Mm-hmm.
I think is that it?
Yeah, you would know better than me.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone's probably like, you MF, right? I think that's it. Yeah, so then this is it after that. So from day one, so like Perennial, it's the most meaningful, I think, that they're doing one, because I think I've told a story here on the show before about how I was very nervous and didn't know what was going on, and the first beer delivery just had so much old beer, and I was sending it back, and I was getting a lot of pressure from the drivers and from the route supervisors, and just like, what are you talking about? No, this is what you're getting. You order this beer, this is how it is. You're taking this beer. And me just kind of like telling them no, and reaching out to several breweries and distributors. I remember I reached out to 10%, 12%, sorry, as well. And Perennial, someone from Perennial was like, email me right back. I got on the phone. They called me. We're like, which beer are you talking about? And Hummel beer? And what's the date? No, that's not right. Send it back. Yeah, no, we tell them. We'll tell them too. Send it back. And it was like, oh, well, like, and I really admired Perennial and was like, awesome. Well, they're with me. They don't want their beer in that, state on my shelves getting sold. And, it's not good for them. It's not good for us. It's not good for the distributor in the long term. So it was like when I needed a little bit of confidence. I mean, I had enough, but it was like nice to be like, right, awesome. Like, see,
you need a little backup. Right?
Yeah,
you had the
great.
confidence to send it back, but you needed someone to
Right.
back you up. Be like, no.
So that's what the beer's named after. So because they stood by the idea of the beer temple literally from day one, the day that we got our first beer shipment. So, so that was really cool. And
That's awesome.
yeah, so that's it was fun to do that collaboration. And then obviously there's a few people I'd love to do a collab with. I mean, Beechwood being one. I was going to say Fatheads too, but for that would be like, well, what should we collab on? I'm like, why don't we just like make Headhunter, but Headhunter.
Yeah. But Headhunter, but can we also tie Hop and Frog into this collab?
Right.
Just aesthetically.
Aesthetically.
Yeah.
That's a collabo.
A half fat head man, half frog on
Right.
the label.
Right. Literally just like taped onto it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. So yeah, by the way, brand refresh watch. Still no news, but
No news.
I'll
Which,
keep my eyes
for
peeled.
us, great.
Yeah.
Hopefully this was like just a big gambit to be like, you know what? We looked into it. Can't do better than this.
I'm really looking forward to the brand refresh. I'm not gonna lie. I cannot wait to see it.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be awesome. I hope.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's gonna have to be the number one thing on the Beer Insiders Roundtable when it actually drops, right? The number one topic that we make.
Yeah,
Other people
we'll have to
talk
record
about.
on an off day. The first day we find out about it.
Emergency pod. I'm recording, calling
Just
in
like
on
a
my
quick,
phone.
half-hour show.
Recording a conference call.
6-episode series on, yeah.
Yeah, on tie-dye vinyl.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So it'll be cool to see a lot of people there. I mean, I really just want to, ideally, just go around and enjoy it. So it is kind of a bummer you have to work those things, but
Sure.
you have to.
But you also set it up nicely so you can enjoy part of it, right? The afterglow kind of vibe. That
And
was
I
so smart.
also, I mean, part of what I do is go around and shake babies and kiss hands during the event, and so like that is kind of like what I tend to do. I feel a little bit bad about that, but
shaking the babies.
yeah. The more kissing the hands, because
Yes.
they could be clean and then they're dirty after I kiss them.
That's right.
No, but like other people are, like doing work, and I'm like walking around talking to people, but also like, people will have questions that they want me to kind of weigh in on and stuff like that. So,
Right. And to be fair, you are probably the worst worker in this entire place when it comes to pouring the beers and staying on task.
right.
So
Probably.
it's better that you're shaking the babies than you are, pouring the beers.
Right. Right. It is sometimes to take
No offense
nice
to
to
you
take a
guys,
break
but-
and actually pour the beer.
Yeah.
too. It is nice because you can.
It's good to be king.
Well, it can be exhausting to stop and have conversations with people. For me, some people like are energized by it, and I'm not saying don't say hi to me. Please do say hi to
Are
me.
you an introvert? Is that what you're telling people right now?
Do you not think I'm not an introvert? You don't think?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've always thought of you as, of the two of us, the more extroverted one.
I'm not sure.
And then there's Serge, who's out there just gabbing with everyone.
Right. Hey, want to see this new fade I've been working on?
Yeah. Just holds up the board.
My
Fades.
mom.
Yeah.
It's like, Serge, I don't even know what a fade is.
Yeah. She'll know.
Yeah, she'll get it.
He's so charismatic that she'll just like force it on her that she'll know.
Right.
And then she won't stop talking about fades.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mom, shut up about the fades.
Shut up about the fades already, Mom. Where's the meatloaf?
Yeah.
Do you want to take a little break? Maybe
Sure.
run to the bathroom.
Couple two
come
tree
back?
breaks. We can and talk about some other stuff. Perhaps we got a letter. We could do a whole bunch of stuff. Whatever we want. We're just talking more about. I'd like to have it be a masturbatory show about the 10th anniversary.
Well, I talked you into it, so
That's true. Mainly because we didn't know what to talk about, but we'll figure
Well, I
that
also
out.
thought it was a-
We'll definitely know what to talk about in the next 5 minutes
Yeah.
while we're on
We'll
break.
put it
And we'll
together.
come back and it'll be
Yeah.
a well-oiled machine when we're back soon.
Welcome back to the Beer Temple Podcast. I'm your co-host, Mike Shalau from Iswas Brewing, and I'm with my other co-host, Chris Quinn of the Beer Temple. Just been freewheeling it today, talking a little bit about an exciting event that they're having here on Sunday, their 10th anniversary.
Up until now, we've been freewheeling it because now everything is buttoned up.
Buttoned
we got
up,
it. We got it all
I
figured out.
I did see that you button your flannel all the way up to the top.
Just for this half. In fact, even this part of it is on the outline. Talk about Chris's buttoned-up flannel shirt.
That's right.
Which we're going to talk about for just a bit more, and then we'll stop.
Right.
Per the outline.
It's a good button-up flannel.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Moving on. I don't know where else to go. The outline
Read
just
some letters.
Yeah, we should read a letter.
The outline said, "Say there's nowhere else to go," and then let's read the letters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get letters from time to time.
Electronic letters sometimes.
Often.
Mm-hmm.
More than we get reviews on Apple Podcast, by the way, guys. So I don't know. Maybe they're all leaving them on Spotify podcasts. I've yet to ever look there.
I don't even know how you find that.
I don't know. So
Just throwing into the abyss.
Yeah. So you can send electronically. You can send your letters to insiders@craftbeertemple.com, or if you want to send it to us in person, write a letter. That would go to the Beer Temple, which is at 3173 North Elston Avenue in Chicago, Illinois, 60618. And you can send it to anyone's attention that you desire. We will get it. But this one was sent electronically, and it was sent by Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you, Nick, in advance. So,
oh yeah, maybe not.
He kind of has two letters in.
Let me withhold judgment.
Two letters in one. The first is about. The second one. The second half was a little add-on, and it's something I've been feeling lately quite a bit. So I'm going to start here. He goes, on the topic of taproom hours, I really wish taprooms would include last call along with their hours. There's nothing more frustrating than walking into a taproom 30 minutes before close to find out they've already had last call, or even worse, showing up before the posted closing time to already find that it's closed. I know last call can differ based on the crowd or how the bartenders are feeling, but at least a, quote, last call no earlier than blank, end quote, would ensure we aren't showing up too late while also leaving flexibility to push it back further if they want. Best, Nick. And Nick has another half to the letter that maybe we'll get to or save for another time. But, yeah, I'd have to say, post-pandemic, on-premise places generally, but specifically, I almost made Serge have to go back and take out a swear word. Tap rooms are falling behind, man. It's lame.
Yeah, sure.
It sucks.
Yeah.
And our guys close a little early sometimes, and I admit I don't like it, but I pick my battles. I mean, I think we've talked about before, there's tap rooms here that they do last call at 8:30.
Wait, really?
Yes.
On like a weekend?
Yeah.
Why are you?
Well, I was there on a Thursday.
Wow.
A Thursday is a drinking night, man.
Right.
And
there were people in the bar, and they did last call.
There were probably 25 people in the bar, and there was an event going on in another room with probably another 35 people still there who were all going to come into the bar. Yeah, Mike's mouth was open, dropped open. Yeah, last call, lights full bright.
Did they have like somewhere they need to be?
Not making money.
Like a hot date? Yeah, that's crazy. That's got to be an anomaly, though, right?
No, because Steven, our manager here, was at that same place on a different Thursday and was telling me, he was like, was this the place where you had that happen to you? I was like, yeah. He goes, Same thing happened. He was like, there were probably 15, 20 people in the bar. Bang, last call. And then...
Did they have posted hours?
That I don't... I mean, I think it says they probably go till 9 or something.
Sure.
And then, like, I think... like, they had just gotten a beer, and then they're like, all right, well, drink up. Which is the worst.
Yeah.
And...
I mean... Tap rooms have long kind of lacked the hospitality aspect. Like, not all of them, but like the stock reclaimed wood, like rusted corrugated steel brewery starter pack tap room. They never thought they were part of the hospitality industry.
This brewery in particular has a very cool vibe veneer to it, and nothing says, nothing says not cool to me than a brewery bar. We'll call it a tap room, but it's a bar.
Okay. I think I know where
closing at 9 p.m.
on a Thursday
with a last call at 8:30. It is the lamest, not coolest thing
like
you can do.
Like, I go to bed at 9 o'clock, but I don't make other people go to bed at 9 o'clock. Like if you have an establishment that's meant for drinking and hanging out and being around people,
right?
Got to be at least 10, right? Like on a weeknight.
I mean, it's like a coffee shop not opening until
11
9 p.m.
Yeah. 9 p.m.
or 10 p.m. or 9. I mean, 9 or 10 a.m. Like 10 a.m.
Sure.
A 10 a.m. coffee shop. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I personally have never experienced this, but I guess I don't really go out that much anymore now that I'm thinking about it. Like, I come here, I like go eat at places, but
9 or 10 is kind of like
go to tap rooms.
That's how it goes. I mean, I was at Dovetail with Martin Cornell.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, we stuck around much later because Martin Cornell was there and this and that.
Right.
Oh, by the way, talking about beers that I've had recently that I like, they had a Sticky Alt at Dovetail.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal.
Nice. I have to go out of my way a whole block to try that.
Yeah, it's really bitter. It's good. It's like 70 IBU.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's good.
Cool.
So...
Will you say where this place was?
I haven't said.
You don't have to.
No.
I do want to know after the show, though.
Right. I mean, you can guess how many places it's going to be. But, yeah, and I where? No.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Probably mouthed it so loud you could hear it on the mic, but whatever. Yeah, so, like, places just, like, closing and super early. So, like, at some point, people have to push it back. And as the owner of a bar, I'm just going to tell you something. Staying open an hour or two later doesn't cost that much money.
Sure.
It doesn't.
Right.
Go down to one or two bartenders and have everyone else doing the closing duty and stuff like that. Stay open.
Right.
I think it's a loss leader.
It used to be a thing where, like, if you ran a bar or a restaurant, you're like, we have to be open as much as we can possibly open because that's how you make money.
Right.
And
I don't. Now, we don't. We never have. We've never been a 2 a.m. bar.
Right.
But we got back to our normal hours, which were midnight and 1, pretty quickly after the pandemic. And, sometimes late night crowds are not what they used to be. But they're never going to be if there's nowhere open.
Right. Especially if you're consistently closing your tap room at 9 p.m., when there's 15 to 20 people in it, it's like, why do you even bother having it?
Talk about having a bad taste in your mouth, even if it's somewhat like partially subconscious.
Yeah,
like it's gonna have that, like, oh yeah, half acre. Yeah, I remember we were all having a good time. And then we all had to leave, and it was awkward. Whoops. And we had to. Well, maybe okay. So that's where it was.
We all had to go to Spiteful,
who also goes at the same time. So then we ended up going to the Hop Leaf.
Well, that's a great place,
and it's open late.
Yeah,
later. Although they're not open as late as they used to be. They used to be 2 a.m. every day.
Right. But then Michael said there's no one past
Yeah.
midnight. Just
Yeah.
doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's just it's and here's the other thing from a business standpoint. Once people then do know that, let's say it's 7:30.
Right. Why are we going to go there and drink for 45
Yeah,
minutes?
you're not going to go to Half Acre.
Yeah.
Now I've said it. I'll just say it.
Yeah.
You're not or spiteful. Same hours. At
Sure.
least it was last I checked. Not going to go there at 7:30 because last call's at 8:30.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I understand it for Half Acre more than most because they have such a large production portion of their income, right? But most breweries are taproom focused these days, so. But I don't know.
yeah, but it's also like for a brewery where it is a large extension of your tap room, right? Or you have a tap room and it's an extension of a large production facility is what I meant.
Yeah.
Why do you have it then? What's it there for? Is it there just for added margin? I mean, if it really doesn't mean anything, then you go the Three Floyds route and you just close your tap room because you're like, you know what? Like this does not make us the money it needs to be.
Right.
So it
It's not worth
could
the
just
headache.
be that. It could be like, well, this is like reasonable money for us, but I would also think it has to be a branding, marketing thing. Like it's a place where people can come and have our beers and experience the Half Acre thing. And
I mean, they might have done like the analytics of when are people coming here, and no one was really coming there after 9, and so they're like, why would we staff it? Because like it doesn't make them more money. Like it doesn't cost them a lot of money, but they're like, what's the point? We're not trying to be a late night bar. Maybe there's some with the neighborhood there. Who knows? But I don't know. I wish they were open late. I wish they would have let you stay.
it's lame.
Yeah.
When's Beguile close?
10, I think.
All
most
right.
days.
Bare minimum. I think it's bare minimum. That's when Dovetail closes.
Yeah.
At 10.
Yeah.
Bare minimum.
Right.
If that place was open till midnight, that's like when I would go. I would go at like 10 is when I would go to a bar, have a couple beers, and then go home.
Right.
Like that's what I'm going to go to. Or maybe 9. But I'm not going to go to a bar that closes at 10 at 9.
Right.
I'm going to go to Lachette's
Right.
and be glad I did. Realize I'm at the better place. No offense to any of the places I said. You all know it's true.
Nice rocks.
Yeah. No, it's not me dissing those places by saying it, which is
I think it's also like something we talked about on last week or maybe next week's show. Who knows how we're going to release these? But trying to recalibrate and understand your business in a post-pandemic environment. Like I know the pandemic kind of ended a long time ago, but not for business owners, right? It's still been like crazy different for the last 12 months.
And I mean, there is the phrase, and it's somewhat legit, new normal.
Sure. But like, and then how quickly, like, what are you? Are you a production facility that happens to have a tap room that you're like, don't really want to operate, but you're like, now we do it? Or are you a tap room focused business? Like, I think that Beguile is a little bit of both, right? They do a plenty of distribution, but that tap room is popping.
They rock, yeah. Stay open till midnight. Why not? Stay open till 11.
I don't know if there's that many people there. Like, obviously, I'm not there that late.
There's no people if you're closed.
That's true.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
Yeah. So, I mean, what are we trying to do? Are we trying to bring back late night business? I would be happy. I think the city is a more vibrant place with late night stuff. Because guess what also goes? The late night restaurants are closing now too.
Right.
And we have to bring this stuff back. People can't go if there's nowhere to go.
Right.
And how many people are going to travel, to go to?
What's the chicken and the egg thing, right? Is it there? How do you? I mean, you just kind of have to be open.
Yes.
So that people who are awake at that time are like, well, I know that this place is going to be open.
Yeah.
And you can't do there's no one in the bar. We'll do a last call at 11, then you have to be open until 2, like that.
Right.
Like, and how long can you do that of being like, well, we had 0 sales from 11 to 2 every day this week, every day this month? Like, how long do you wait for that to be like, oh, we're going to become the late night spot until you're like, it didn't work?
Sure.
And
Right.
tap rooms.
You're also saying 2. I'm saying
sure,
11.
11, yeah.
I mean,
Right,
or
sure.
midnight.
Sure.
You know.
Do you think people are
Or in the case
21
of some places, 10. Like,
are people who are
9
21 to
is
24
really early, man.
not staying out either? Like, that's when I did my prime, like, staying out until, like, 3 in the morning. Like, are those, is that age bracket not staying out? Or are they not going to tap rooms? Or are they not coming to the places that we go? Is that why we're seeing so many places that we go closing earlier?
this was a snap reaction post-pandemic. So, like, it might have been trending that way, but this is all, I think, pandemic related.
From the owners of the businesses to close earlier, you're saying? Or that the consumer behavior is a snap reaction?
Yeah, I think places like opened with shortened hours and then just kind of like stayed like that. And people were home, so they were going out earlier and stuff like that. So
honestly, I think also like the economic situation probably has a lot to do with it, right? We were way less freewheeling. Like, let's just go out and sorry, sirs, fuck around for a while. Like, you're just like, I don't have money to do that right now. Like,
I don't know. I mean, during the pandemic, people had more money.
Like, yeah, but they couldn't go
money.
out, so their behavior
Right.
was so. And all that
Who
like
knows?
all that money that was like, oh, we have more money now. Like, no one thinks of that as their money to spend now. That's like the down payment money. That's the investment money. That's not like, let's go put that back into the economy money.
I think some of it gets there. Anyway, I do think we're not really talking to Nick's point. I think posted last call no later than is a great idea.
Yeah.
And what I would say to places is push your hours out 1 hour.
Sure. There is difficulty in communicating that, like that last call no later than thing, though, where if someone Googles your tap room, Google doesn't pull up your last call no later than hours. It pulls up your posted hours. So, like, you have to then click through to like the actual brewery's page or like know that from them. But they should maybe
Maybe
still
it's
post
signage when you go there, so the next time you go, last call at this, or I don't know.
Yeah,
that is legit, like a logistical question of how to do it.
What is standard last call before closing?
I don't know. I would say 15 minutes.
Yeah,
But
and then like the thing is you lock
15
the door.
to 20.
Like what? Then you let people stay and finish their beers, right? You're not like rushing people out.
Yeah, I mean, as long as what is the law about like 2 a.m.? I think at
Does everyone have to be
like shortly after 2, I think people have to be out.
Yeah, but we're talking about closing again at midnight. You have a license until 2. Just
Yeah, then they could stick around till 2 a.m. then if they want.
I've been in
finish that last beer.
Plenty of bars where they had to open the door for me to get out because they had locked it for other people because I was inside. That's also very.
Sure.
That's a very
happened here.
I think that's
Many times.
It's like kind of standard if you're, a low number of people. No one comes in, but we can hang out for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
That's actually a very English thing to do. Anyone inside the pub, when it closes, you just lock the door.
Right. Yeah.
And then they can stay as long as they want.
I've had a lock-in one time at a pub. It was pretty epic.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. Yeah, they like draw the curtains and everything, lock the doors, and then we went past 9 p.m. I'll just say that. We went past 9 p.m.
Central time?
Yeah.
Greenwich Mean Time.
I mean, it was probably it might have been 9 p.m. the next day. It might have been we might have stayed till 9 p.m. in
Central
Chicago. Yeah,
But it was like, yeah, that's possible.
possible. Might have been.
I also think that this question is more,
Preference, really.
well, it's more of a display of how most brewery tap rooms don't believe they're competing with other hospitality industry places.
You know what? Good.
In a lot of parts of the country, they aren't, but in Chicago, you absolutely are.
I think in a lot of places they are too.
They are now for sure. Like, especially ones that like don't offer food. Like, you're even more important that you're hospitable and that you're like, I don't know.
I think brewery tap rooms are now becoming a. It's just another. It's sad to say, but like it's like concept. Like, what's your concept? I'm a brewery.
Yeah.
What's your bar's concept? Tap room.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's just another. It's in people's minds anyway. Like, where do you want to go? You want to go to like a cocktail bar, brewery. Like, that's what they're thinking of it as like a concept type deal.
Yeah.
So the fact that your hours suck and your vibe is lame, cool.
Yeah. You're not. You think you're primarily a production company, or a manufacturing company, but you're actually a hospitality company.
Yeah.
If more of your income comes from your tap room, you're a hospitality company. You're not a production or manufacturing company anymore.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to think of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Nick, I'm with you. The hours thing and the last call can be very frustrating. And his other part of the letter, which we'll get to another time, is about how he kind of lives. It sounds like, I don't know if he's in the boonies, but he's not in a major metropolitan area. Mm-hmm. So it sounds like he's like sometimes making like concerted trips to places. Right. And then finding that they're closed or that it's like last call in 5 minutes. And you're like, oh, my God, which sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be very upsetting.
Right. Yeah. And I'll tell you, I mean, last Thursday, when we were at Dovetail, had it been a 10 p.m. thing, like, we were some like grown ass men wanting to hang out at a cool place that makes beer that this guy wanted to try, and it would have sucked.
Yeah,
you know, like I got there, I think at 9:15 or something like that. So like I would have had one beer, last call, okay, but instead we got to stick around for a while as a result because Hagen was there, you know, the owners were, you know, and it was fine. So, but that wasn't, you know, that was very atypical stuff.
Sure. Well, that's part of it too, right?
They'd already been at Lachette's, by the way. That's where they got dinner. So that's why we wouldn't have gone back
Big
there.
Lachette's up.
It is, really. It is. Lachette's.
I actually went there recently.
Shed.
Yeah.
That's what my dad used to call me growing up.
I went there recently, actually, like less than a month ago. Had some schnitzel with anchovies on it, a couple of German beers.
Okay. I don't know if I've ever been there with you. Maybe once ever. I don't know if I never have.
I don't think we've gone.
I've never been invited. That's
it's open,
why.
Right?
Yeah, right. Anywho. But yeah, I mean, that's an adult place, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, can we bring this back, everyone? Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that place rocks.
No, not Lachette's. I'm talking about, like, bars.
Yeah.
Beer. Drinking beer is an adult thing, right?
Yeah.
So, like, why? Like,
it's like, and also, like, so many more people work from home or have flex hours.
Right. Do like the cocktail bars close early?
Stay out. Get a little less sleep.
Do tequila bars? And I'm asking this legit.
I think they do. I think that more and more everything is closing earlier because the people just aren't coming.
Let's look at Violet hours right now.
I remember that Scofflaw used to give out cookies at midnight. Just because if you were there at midnight, and they would be open till 3 on like a weekend, and you'd be like, yeah, I gotta eat something.
Wow. Serge, you're the man.
And I remember multiple times when I lived by there that I would be going from one bar, stop at Scofflaw at midnight, have a drink, and then
Pilot
go
hour
to another
12:30.
bar.
So that's earlier.
That's earlier than 2.
Certainly earlier till 2. Then 2.
We gotta find a bar that's
It
open
ain't
till
9.
2. It ain't 9. You know who I bet's open till 2?
It ain't 8-9.
Delilah's.
Yes, they are.
I bet they are.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're open till 2.
I was talking to Mike, and he said that like a lot of their clientele right now, he's like, I don't know why, but it's like 24 to 28-year-old women. And he's like,
Awesome.
they're wearing Doc Martens. They're trying to have like an actual authentic Chicago experience. But our regulars are like younger women now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that's great.
It's awesome.
I mean, a bar owner will never be upset that that there's a lot of young women hanging out at his bar.
Right.
Because
Used to be the
that
whole
will bring
thing.
young men into the bar as well. Isn't that the tapper? Isn't that his strategy?
Tapper, the video game, or the
Yeah, tapper the video game. No, the
get
bar
get the young
turnaround
women
dude.
and the sling on beers. Taffer, right?
Taffer, yeah.
He's coming in here soon, right?
Yeah.
He's coming to the anniversary party.
Yeah. That's the big
Jake,
announcement.
Jake Taffer, is that his name?
I don't know.
You ever seen the video of him on a morning show trying to make a old fashioned?
No.
It doesn't. He
botched it?
doesn't make one.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's really bad. He doesn't know how to make an old fashioned.
That's a pretty easy drink to make.
It's the ingredients are whiskey,
Let me think if I know.
sugar,
Well, hold
and
on.
then cold.
Yeah.
That's like it's
And
bitters. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just totally flubs it. They may have set him up and he was making a julep or something, but even the julep was bad. But we should watch it. It's one of the best. Like, you come and tell people they don't know how to run a business, but you also don't know what you're talking about.
Right. I mean,
Good bleep, Serge.
making a drink, knowing how to mix a drink isn't, well, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you were on, Good Morning America, and they're like, "Hey, you run a bar. Can you make us an old fashioned?" and they had the ingredients in front of you, you could do it.
I think I could. I wouldn't do it.
You don't think you could make an old fashioned?
So it's simple, or you crush up some cubes.
Yeah.
Then you put like a couple dashes of Angostura bitters in there.
Uh-huh.
Then you put in ice and rye, or bourbon.
Yeah.
And that's
Stir it.
And then you put in like either an orange or a cherry.
Yeah. And you're not on television telling people how to fix their bar.
Right. Okay. That's like maybe the only name drink. I can make a margarita. I can make an old fashioned. I can make a gin and tonic.
Can you make a Manhattan?
I can make a Manhattan. I can make a martini.
Gin and tonic doesn't count, dude. That's
Right. I can make a vodka soda, vodka ginger, Captain
rum
and
rum and
Coke.
Coke. Yeah.
But I mean, that's really what it's getting down to, because I don't think I can make anything beyond those.
Sure. That's
Those
not
drinks.
what, that wasn't the task. It was just to make an old fashioned.
Yeah, yeah. I could probably make a Negroni, but that's about it.
Yeah. There's some great like bartending fails videos that I really love.
There's the famous one where the woman's making, I think, like an old fashioned, and she like fills a shaker pint with
Pint
bourbon.
of bourbon and what? Yeah.
It's like, jeez, Louise.
That one rocks. That's my favorite.
Yeah. So, what else should we talk about, Mike?
I don't know. Where are we at in time?
I don't know. Nobody's listening anymore. I mean, this part of the show I'm going to call at 9:01 p.m.
It's over.
People they've long gone.
Yeah.
They've long
Hopefully.
gone. 1 minute after close, they're already way gone.
Yeah.
'Cause they've had their last call 31 minutes ago. So I think we should put this one to rest. So thanks everyone for I don't know, listening in
If you made this far,
week.
yeah, thank you.
You're a real one. You're a real head.
If you made it this far, leave a review. Come on.
Yeah, if you listened to this part of this episode, leave a review, and then we'll know. And I'll assume. And here's the thing: if nobody leaves a review, then we'll just start cutting the show short because no one's here.
Yeah, this is the show that would make people be like, I usually listen to the end, but
Exactly. Right. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for dealing with these type of shows and the other types of shows. It's just how it goes. But we very much appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time. So long.
Remember, this is what we wanted. Remember, this is what we said. To never be heard, seen from again. Remember, this is what we wanted. Remember, this is what we said. To never be heard, seen from again. Remember, this is what we wanted. Remember, this is what we said. To never be heard, seen from again.